Welcome back. This is still our very special Eastern Eye coverage of the Abia local government elections. Lots of things flowing in from Abia State, and I'm still flanked by my very dependable, energetic, and resilient colleagues, then he said Nathaniel. Natalie
anyone.
And Obong.
Wait for it.
King.
Exactly.
And then I'm told we have Emmanuel Nwazue, our bureau chief in Abia State. He is the chief marshal of all the correspondents in Abia State today, making sure that everything is working well. Good afternoon, or should I say good evening to you, Emmanuel Nwazue. Hello, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, I hope we're not witnessing more.
Hello,
commotion.
Emmanuel. Yeah, you know, Emmanuel is always somewhere that's a lot of activity.
It's action.
So it's usually refreshing.
I want to say the name of the local government.
Until we see it, we don't quite know. Hello, Emmanuel, can you hear us?
Emmanuel, okay, I think he's still trying to. Okay,
all right. I mean, we'll sort it out in a few seconds. So, I mean, Emmanuel, if you can let us hear you. Hello, Emmanuel.
No, but we're hearing so much, rockers going on. So how could he have muted himself?
Well,
that's
okay.
That's another mystery.
Okay, Bernard, we have Bernard is here.
Yeah.
So, Bernard, can you hear me? Good evening. I think I'm still stuck.
Good evening. I can hear you.
Great. Okay, is that Emmanuel or Bernard?
It sounds like Bernard to me.
Bernard.
There's this Bernard.
Okay,
great.
Bernard, you're welcome. So, it's been a few hours since the last time we spoke. So, what's your update, Bernard? What's your assessment of this election? And do you have a bit of good news? Did you see result sheets? Did you witness voting anywhere?
Yes. Right here at the polling unit where I am, it's a wrap. It's been successful. The ballots were collected and then summed up. So everything has been successfully carried out. The election is successfully carried out here.
All right.
So, if I understand what you're saying, there is a result sheet that they use in entering the results. Is that what you're saying?
Alex, this result sheet.
Yes, exactly.
Is that important question?
Yeah, I mean, the people are not.
But the question is, what kind of result sheet? Is it the original or the duplicate?
Well, what I know is that.
Yeah, it's the original result sheet we have here.
Okay, that's Anekan Asan. Is that okay? I didn't know who I was speaking to for a moment. Is that his name?
Anyeka joins with Bernard, but his name is Anyeka.
Oh dear, okay, Anyeka Asan. All right.
I kept on asking, who is Bernard? I think what did I read the first time? Bernard. I don't know what my eyes just flipped.
So, in recapping, exactly in what polling unit are you? So we have a context.
Umuahia North, which exact polling unit?
I'm at polling unit 020/070.
Okay.
Oban Ward 1, Isiama Faruku, Umuahia North.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I mean, for another context, what's the situation like there with the party agents? Have you heard any complaints, any dissenting voices to the process?
No, it's been peaceful. It's been very peaceful here. The activities here well coordinated. Like I said earlier, it's a wrap. The exercise has been concluded, and the results are collected.
So they've been breaking bread and drinking wine. It's all good there, isn't it?
Exactly.
Well,
from your standpoint, what do you think with reference to how do the parties stand against themselves, as it were? Do you have any idea?
Yes. The Zenith Labour Party candidate, the chairmanship candidate, and the councillorship candidate actually leading.
Oh, really?
Okay, based on the result they announced there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Interesting. Interesting.
All right.
Where does the regular Labour Party come in?
I mean, that's a fine question. What about the Labour, the real Labour Party?
The Labour Party, not the Zenith Labour Party.
Not the Zenith own.
The Labour Party.
Yeah, the Labour, the real Labour. The Julius
Zenith Labour Party. Zenith Labour Party.
Yes, Zenith Labour Party.
Zenith Labour Party.
I'm hearing two voices. Is that someone is helping to reassure about? All right. I mean, we get it. I mean, it's difficult getting driving into the partisan car lot, you know. All right. I guess we'll have to leave Adekara Sanga at this point. We understand Emmanuel Nwazwe is back. Emmanuel Nwazwe, can you hear us now?
Clearly, I can hear you clearly.
Perfect. We would like to know whether you have a bit of good news. Pardon me, I'm fixated on this. I'm a solutions journalist.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm a solutions journalist. So what's happening where you are? Good news, good results. Have you seen the result sheets?
Well, I have left Iselamba North. I am back to Umuahia North.
Okay.
In fact, from the starting point where we engaged for the first time, that's exactly where I am at the moment. And the results here at this particular polling unit is being sorted, and the announcement is yet to be made. So we do not know who has gotten what. As it is at the moment, the officials are still compiling, finishing touches to the process. But the voting has since ended, as I understand, and you can see some of the party agents that are still around, observing what's happening just across the table to see who's there.
All right, Emmanuel. Now, just to ask about the party agents, are they still complaining about the origin of the presiding officer? What was the outcome of that in the end?
Well, at this moment, that particular complaint actually took place at Omonasulo was 2 in Iselangwa, not the government area, where I have actually left. At the other end of at a particular polling unit, it was said to be peaceful, but PDP boycotted that particular exercise. But I do not know what has happened here. Maybe one or two persons will be asked. Let me bring somebody to be able to speak to us about what has happened here. You can see some of the party agents just making their signing. Let me bring you to the front camera so that you see exactly what's happening. That is, the party agents are signing their records, the results. So, sir, could you please talk to us about what's happening now? What has happened here? How did the election take place here?
The election was free and fair.
Okay. Okay. So there was massive turnout of voters. Who are the people who have? Can you tell us what was, scored here and who got what?
Including chairmanship.
7. Councillorship.
Okay, councillorship. ZDP 85.
Okay. All right. Was there any issue?
The election was free and fair.
And every document relating to that particular election was complete?
Yes.
All right. Signed by all the agents. All right. So if you can hear me, that's one of the party agents, talking to me about how the election went here, and you're able to see that it's almost a wrap from here.
All right, Emmanuel. Well, thank you so much for that update. But in the area of collation, when are we going to see the collation happening generally at the local government level? When do you think that will still happen today, tonight, or tomorrow? If that's
this is 5:16 p.m. This is 5:16 p.m. and I am still at a polling unit. That means it has not gotten to the ward. If it gets to the ward, who knows, what time it will be concluded. Before now, the general collation will be happening at maybe the ABSEC office, where the general results will be announced. So it is impossible for me at this moment to tell you what time this will be happening.
All right, so we can look out for that collation at ABSEC office, the ABSEC headquarters.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Nwazue. Thank you. And thank you again. I mean, my promise of buying out a brewery is still out there. It's still out there. All right.
Emmanuel, just make your demands and it'll be done.
So I keep remembering.
Yes, I hear we'll have Samuel Obonna. I think that's what it is. Samuel Obonna and Patricia Mborogu on the line. So who comes first? Samuel?
Yes. Ladies first.
All right. He's already
first.
Patricia, don't worry. Samuel, how are you?
Patricia will be with you shortly. So thank you so much. So where are you right now, Samuel?
Yes, I am at Ndioru Central School. Ndioru Central School has a joint polling unit. 001, 002, and 003. So 4 units in one particular area. And that is in Oboro Ward 3.
Okay.
So what, tell us, has anything of significance happened since the last time we spoke, a little over an hour ago?
Yes, many things have happened. Elections have been concluded. Just like I reported that late arrival of materials at different polling units, made the election to commence late. But however, everything happened smoothly. Just like where I am here now and many other places where I visited, elections have been collected, have been concluded. Sorting is ongoing at some points. At some other polling units, counting was ongoing. But where I am right now, results are being entered on the ballot sheet.
So, I mean, for you to say that, it means there are result sheets, really? Right.
General result sheet, like I confirmed before now.
Duplicate or original?
Duplicates or original.
Duplicate or original?
Well, how would you know? It's what they present, then you see.
It's original with my eye view, but I wouldn't have the material.
Well, okay, I have to ask you this. What are the features of an original result sheet?
Forensics. I guess that one is for the forensics.
So,
Sam.
I can see Patricia checking Google immediately.
All right, okay. Thank you so much, Sam. We'll come back to you a little later for some other updates. We'll have Patricia Mborogu.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Yes, Patricia, if you can hear me.
I can hear you. Good evening. I was thinking we're going to follow the ladies first.
No,
Patricia, you know,
I was shouted down. I said it, but I was shouted down.
Patricia, just for you to understand this, it's gentlemen of the press. Exactly. So even if you're a lady or you're a gentleman of the press, but I mean,
jump straight to the point.
I was following the way they listed it on my screen, but don't worry, next time be sure that we'll list you first.
Okay, thank you. Address
okay, you're trying to play a smart one on me, but that's all right.
Good.
I'm the last woman standing. Very strong anyway.
I like that. So what's the situation?
What's going on where you are?
Okay, I visited. In fact, I went back to the places that we had some challenges. I mean, there were skirmishes of inconsistency when it has to do with the proper election. Talking about the arrival of the materials and all that. As at around 2 p.m. when I left Ayubu, like the first time I reported, materials were yet to arrive. So I returned around 4:07 and I was informed that the materials arrived around 3:35 or thereabouts. So voting started almost immediately, and they were wrapping up, by the time I was leaving. But something quite discouraging happened. It's just a handful of people. Comparing the number of people, how the number of persons that are in that community. So it's expected that you should have at least have the votes in hundreds, but I doubt if it is up to 10. So that's actually what happened there. So I moved over to the place that the accusation was raised as to whether or not the materials will be carted away with or not. But when I got there, and the elections supposed to continue there, considering also the number of people that turned out and the time the materials arrived. I wasn't expecting them to have closed or shut down by that time, but it happened. So I didn't meet anyone there. So I had to go to the ward, that is the ward level where the whole thing is being collected. So, and I discovered that people were bringing, the INEC officials were coming in their numbers to drop the materials and all the election materials that they have done, everything that they have done. So they were doing it is seamless. The process is so seamless. Once you come and then you are able to tally your records, so you're free to leave. So from there they will be heading to the local government. So from Umuahia South local government area of Abia State, election has ended in many locations, and they are now moving over to their various L.G.A level to move over to the ABSEC office. That is actually what the situation is as at Umuahia South L.G.A.
I have a question, Mr. Alex, and also for Patricia. ABSEC appears to come late, quite late, but then they still end up finishing so quickly. Do you think that they've just realized that LG elections are so quick? So they just say, just roll in at 11 and conclude the election. And
all right, just so that we engage Patricia properly.
See how you just shut
I'm sorry about that.
It's fine.
I wanted to give Patricia.
I wanted to give
Patricia some prominence. But the issue is, do you think that maybe the reason why the elections are happening too quickly is because you don't have to go through the INEC style accreditation? Patricia.
I don't think so. I don't think so. The reason from my observation is there is huge, when I mean huge, if there is a word more than that, I think it should be used, huge voter apathy. Like you could barely see number of persons that came out to vote, except some party agents who really, wanted their wanted to exercise their franchise, and some strong party men. You could hardly see people who really want to vote and come out to do the voting. And another thing is, even those that really want to vote, they were discouraged by you can imagine election materials arriving at around 2 p.m. Who would in her right senses or his right senses stay there all through from 8 a.m. till that time waiting for materials to arrive so she can do the voting. So they contributed a lot. The planning process was so poor. The state government or ABSEC, let me not put it on state government, because the onus lies on ABSEC to do the right thing. So they didn't do the right thing in terms of their planning. It wasn't really fine. So it contributed, and then in the process of trying not to delay them further, they had to fast track every other process so that people can do their voting and leave. And also, some from feelers we got from the field, some persons are alleging, we are just trying to fulfill all righteousness. They already know the winner. So it's more like trying to, do the normal, let's say, official thing. So that's what the people are alleging, especially from the opposition. But the agents at the field where I visited, they were optimistic, especially from ZLP. They are very, very optimistic that the election is credible and is going to end well. So, but the other side, they have a different, they share different, experience altogether.
Okay.
All right, you wanted to...
She just nailed it for me. That question she asked, what I had in mind to say was, this is just fulfilling all righteousness. That's basically what it was.
Patricia has a very deep-rooted surname. So I hope she will give us a much more deep-rooted report in the next few minutes. Thank you so much, Patricia Mborogu. That surname is... And you have been giving us reports that are very deep-rooted, too. And well, thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
She's laughing.
Right.
I like it.
I like that Patricia pointed out, like what we have also seen in other local governments, that ZLP seems to be the only party that thinks the election is going on smoothly. What are they talking about?
Exactly.
That's what we're seeing.
Exactly.
But then you see the PDP and the rest, they're like, no, this is not authentic, it's fake.
But something disturbing, really.
There is something disturbing.
They are not vociferous.
Please explain.
I'm trying to explain it, but I haven't seen the other political parties really hitting their hands on the table that this process is flawed, is this and is that. Yeah, a bit more laid back.
But we saw that in this year, Langwa North. I mean, the PDP left. They boycotted the election.
Yeah, that's just the only place it happened.
We can't say for sure.
Yeah, well, we're here to hear that. I'm talking based on what we know. There are many other places, maybe in the deeper south, in the southern part of Abia, that we haven't quite gotten a lot of reports.
But I want to let me just refresh our memories a little bit. Remember what Dr. Stanley Ndwagu shared, the issue of ad hocs being confused, checking, feeling like they are not being carried along. Then, he mentioned quite a number of issues. I do hope we'll be able to cross back to him before we end the show, if there's time. But it wasn't a smooth start, let's put it that way. But one thing is sure, ZLP seems very confident. I mean, compared to other parties that we've seen. We've seen APC,
Nigeria, there are songs we've had in Nigeria. God bless PDAPC. Now we're going to start saying, God bless LP, ZLP. Is that what it's going to be?
I don't know. Only time will tell, yeah?
Only time will tell.
I don't know. In River State, suddenly, it became the APP.
Yes.
Action People's Party.
Suddenly from PDP, it became APP. APP suddenly became the beautiful bride.
One day, which party?
And suddenly in Abia State, it's now from Labour Party, and they moved to the zenith.
So what does that tell us? Does it tell us that it's not about the party, it was about the people? Like Governor Alex Oti and people who are loyal to him. Let's say he's I'm going to follow this chair.
Please don't.
Let's say he's loyalist, right? They made ZLP burst into prominence. Like immediately, ZLP now became the order of the same thing as APP. So is it more about the people? And look at Peter Obi and Labour Party.
It is about the people. There's a song very popular in Enugu, and if I sing it now, a lot of people know that. It's called Enyandeba, 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 Enyandeba. When you give to these people, you give to the other people. When you give to the other people, you give to these people. So that's what's happening. So it looks like the Labour Party wing of the people, maybe they have enough so that the largesse will need to spread so that, you see, the more the merrier. That's how they put it.
All right.
And there's also another twist to it. If you notice, in those states where the ruling party decided to use a relatively obscure party, that was because there was an issue or a couple of issues regarding that party that the state was a part of. But River State was one of them. PDP with a plenty fracas, thanks to Mr. Wike, right? Action came into play. And in this case scenario, I know that Labour Party has been going through a lot of, brouhaha. So I think this is a way of, Alex, if you notice, he had not said anything really with reference to that issue. He has not really said anything with reference to the issue in Labour Party, nothing really. But now this is a statement, as far as I'm concerned, this is a statement, because if ZLP, sweeps all the local government councils, that is a clear indication that the governor at the center is a functional part of that system. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day, still, whichever way you push it, and that's why I sang that song. The people that will win local government elections must be people from that state. And must be people, if you are from Isialangwa North, you are the one that will run for election there. You can't bring someone from Ikwa North to come and run there. You have to be, first of all, from that local government. So whoever wins must be from there. And if you win, you fall in line. You start hearing things like, you ask them a question, the local government chairman, after they are swearing in, and they're telling you, will align with His Excellency's development agenda, and I will make sure that everything he's doing, that will replicate it at the local government level.
Oh, yes. Why does that sound so familiar? Like,
it's always the case. It's normal. It's just what it is.
What would you that's one of the laws. Never outshine the master.
That's what it is. You align. Like you use that term. Yeah,
that's what it is. You are going to hear that in the next few days when they receive their certificate of return, and then when they are sworn in, and you ask them, what do you feel? What's your agenda? And so, our governor is doing so well. What we're going to do, we'll go back to our local government and start replicating everything he's doing at the state level, and we'll replicate it at the local government level.
All right, we're going to hold on to that, Mr. Alex, and see. But I mean, before we round off the show, I think it would be great to see if we can cross back to maybe Dr. Stanley Nduago, if he's available, maybe Chief Emperor Obona, who gave us a power pact.
Absolutely. I would like to hear from Chief Emperor Obona to get his thoughts about, because in the beginning he had lots of things to say.
Strong views.
It will be very, very, very interesting to hear him have a recap on this election.
Exactly. All right, so get your popcorn. What sort of drink do you like?
We'll take a break.
And water.
When we come back, the coverage continues.
What are your thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify their voices?
People don't have evidence.
You want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Abia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
Join us on Gyno Plus every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here on Abia TV, DSTV channel 254, and GoTV channel 17, where we will delve into health issues affecting girls and women in society.
Breastfeeding doesn't even cause breast size. The frequency of breastfeeding means the approach you take to make sure that your well-being is maintained.
Welcome to the latest and most amazing show on your ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lunch Break.
You don't sing along.
I did single. For real.
You're not a backup singer.
That's what they do for it.
Week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending, and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Abia TV official, exclusive every weekday on Abia TV.
Time check, it's 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Abia TV. So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining gossip and stories from social, it's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests, and yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibes and vibes only.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owner, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and...
An incompetent means an incompetent person.
You're welcome back to the Eastern Eye Special. We are continuing our special coverage of the Abia local government elections. Things are coming to the end. I mean, reports of collation, results counting, sorting of ballots happening here and there. But we have Chief Emperor joining us back, just the way we started. We'd like to have his thoughts about what he has observed in this election. Chief Emperor, you're welcome back. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you very much.
All right, so I would like, I think I'll have to give off my annual salary for 2015 to hear what you have to say.
Well, you know, when I made my prediction in the morning, you guys thought I was trying to be very pessimistic. In the end, everything I said happened. First of all, there was high level of voters' apathy. The level of voters' apathy was too much. I went there, what I saw there, your correspondent will tell you that, 1, people did not vote. 2, the voting started very late. As at 1 o'clock, voting had not started. 2 o'clock, voting had not started. It just around 3 or 3:30 that some people came and started doing something, they were voting. Then secondly, there's this thing that was there everywhere. There was no voters, what do you call it, result sheet. Everybody was complaining about result sheet. You do election, you will not see the result sheet upon which you will use to compile the results and sign. Now we are asking questions. Is it that INEC forgot to print the result sheet, or that they deliberately did not want to print it, or that they don't want the vote to count? That's the question people like us are asking. Because when I'm talking to you, most places, they are talking, go to the internet, go to the Facebook walls of most other people. They are asking about the result sheet. So as I'm talking to you now, the result sheet is a problem.
All right.
So,
Chief Emperor, let me just jump in. Let me jump in there now. Now, I've been asked, Mr. Alex has been asking this question. Was there a result sheet? And I've been asking this other counter question. Was it the original or the duplicate? So I need to understand you, because we're getting reports from some correspondents in certain local governments that there was a result sheet and everything went successfully. But then we also know that in other local governments that there might have been no result sheet. We also received that kind of report. So is it that there was no result sheets in some local governments, or are the result sheets duplicates? You know, break it down for us, because we know that the observations are rather scattered. Some polling units, some local government elections went well, others problem after problem. So give us the true picture of this.
Okay, what happened was that there were some elections. The election was going on well, you know, but as I said, it was marked by voters' apathy. People did not come out, but those that came out, some were able to vote. You see, some had problems, some were able to vote. But the problem is this: when people voted, did they wait to ensure that their results were counted? That's the problem. So, in many places that people had participated, they were looking for the result sheets. That's the problem. People voted, there is no doubt. But the question is, where are the result sheets? Now, in some places, some people are interacted. They said that they had this photocopy of the result sheet. They had photocopy result sheet, which is not supposed to be so. We are supposed to have result sheets. They were tamper-proof. You know, you have result sheet that will have green, yellow, white, all those things, so that when it is done, the agent will have, the party agent will have their own, INEC official will have their own, the ward official will have their own. But in the end, those who said they saw the result sheet, some of them said that they were photocopies. Some said there was no one result sheet at all. That's the problem. And that is the area we are afraid of, because everything boils down to result sheets. If you vote and in the end you go home, you discover that the results were announced was different from what you expected, that's what the problem is.
All right,
but I'm limited.
Just to help us follow this conversation, now, how would you identify an original result sheet? You know, let's try to set the two apart. And maybe, we don't have a copy here, but
that's surprising.
Let's look at how we can actually tell the difference.
We don't know what the ballot papers look like.
We know what they look like, but this is now the result sheet.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But the result sheet is among the ballot papers.
All right.
Yeah, it's among the electoral materials. We need to know, okay, this is from this one, from that one. So when you get to the result part, you know that the moment you're looking at this, oh, this is a photocopy.
I mean, you should know what a photocopy looks like.
Yeah, I mean, so it's confusing.
Yeah,
I guess that's the point. Chief Emperor.
Let's now hear from Chief Emperor. You know, try to help us understand, you know, what the parties are saying, what the voters are saying. How would you tell the difference in a duplicate, not fake, duplicate and original result sheet?
Okay, look at it this way. You know, I was a candidate in the last House of Assembly election. Look at how you know the result sheet. One, INEC or ABSEC has a duty to print result sheets of many colors. Now, in a result sheet, we have one result sheet will have up to 5 or 6 colors. Now, the green one, the blue one, the yellow one, the white one, now all these things. So when it is signed, when you complete the whole result, all the agents will sign. The INEC official will sign. The agents of each party will sign. The ward executives will sign as per the ward INEC ward officials will sign. Then the result sheet will be given to everybody. Everybody will have his own. Each party that participated in the election will have a result sheet. That is how it is done. Now, the problem is not in what happens to the ward, but the problem is what happens in the collation center, what happens in the office of ABSEC or something. Now, if the result is not written in the right paper, somebody can change it. That's the area with the problem. Somebody can change it.
What are the duplicates looking like? Chief Emperor, what do the duplicate result sheets look like? I understand I'm fixating on this, but it would be great for us to get a clear picture. What do the duplicate result sheets look like? I mean, you've already stated that there should be different colored copies to be signed by various stakeholders. So what should one expect to see when it's a duplicate?
Okay, do you know what? Can you just put off a little? Let me give you I have the result sheet here. The one I used in one election. Can you just give me 1 minute and I will show it to you on air here?
All right.
Yeah, all right. Okay, I mean, we can do that.
Okay, so let me show it to you.
Yeah, we'll give you some time to do that. I mean, it's very, very important that we are discussing this because we have been having a conversation about result sheets, but we don't even know what it looks like. And that's why the mystery is there. A lot of the political party agents may not have seen the result sheets, and they'll tell them it's inside that box or it's inside that bag, but they don't know. But that's why they are arguing. There's a lot of mystery. And that mystery is not helping. Because sometimes the secrecy, the whole, special packaging, and they don't want you to know what's inside the special bag.
And that's a really sad thing because we've noticed over time, a lot of even the voters, most of them don't even know what these things look like. So they just tell you, okay, this is where you put your finger, this is where you put your finger, this is it, this is it, and that's all. That's all they know. And I like what we're doing right now. So let's see what it looks like.
Mr. Emperor, when you're ready, you can...
Yes, I am ready. I'm ready.
Okay, great. Okay, let's see Chief Emperor.
Yes. Now, look at what I have here. This is the result sheet, the election I participated. Now look at this one. This one is blue in color. This is blue. This is red. This one is red. This is blue. This is the one that was given to me in the one I used when I did the election. So this result sheet, this is the original result sheet. This is blue in color. This is red. Now we have the white one. The one INEC has is white. You have the green one. You have other colors. Everybody, this is the one given to my agents when the election was being done. This is the result sheet. You can see it. You can see it here. This is Independent National Electoral Commission. This is the one I used. The one they gave to me when the election was being done. And you can see it signed by my agents. Every agent signed here. You see the results here. You see all the parties, APC, PDP, YPP, Zenith Labour, everybody signed. Everybody signs here. That is how it is done. The same thing here. Everybody signs. So, you sign once. This thing is, they have other 5 or 6 copies of it. Print together. So by the time you sign, as you are signing, it is showing at the back. You can't sign it. So anything that is done here is reflected in the next page. Like when you are filling a bank teller. A bank teller, you see the blue one, the red one, the white one, everything shows. That is the exact thing. That is how result it is. This is the one I used in doing my election. So by the end, what we saw was that some people we have already photocopied result sheets. And it cannot use photocopy result sheet. This is the right result sheet. So at when PDP have their own, APC will have their own, everybody will have his own. In case you are going to court, you tell this thing in court. So that is what I mean by the result sheet.
All right.
Not
okay, just for some context, what did you contest for and in what year? So we know how recent that is.
If you don't have a complete set, it's not a result sheet now. Somebody can doctor it. The reason is that if you look at your documents, when you sign something here, it shows in the next page. It shows in the next page. These are the two that are given to me. I'm supposed to have one, my agent will have one, other people will have their own. So anything you sign here will be shown in the remaining 5 or 6 pages of the same document.
All right.
So when you have a photocopy, it cannot suffice.
All right, Chief Emperor, just a quick one again. The question was, what did you contest for? And in what year did you use this result sheet?
I ran, last year, I was the candidate of Young Progressive Party. I was a candidate of the Young Progressive Party in Abia Central. But I was, the only reason why it did not work was that the OB wave affected my candidature. I came second. The OB wave affected my candidature. But generally, it was okay for me. The Labour Party came first and I came second because of the OB wave. Everybody was just voting LP.
Was it for House of Assembly? Was it for House of Assembly?
Yes, House of Assembly, Abia Central.
All right, so I mean, it tells you that the result sheet is holding. I mean, they're not that old, so they're quite recent.
I mean, thank you so much, Chief Emperor. Thank you for giving us
thank you very much, my brother. Thank you.
A little bit of clarity on that. And yes, he made a very good point because the result sheet is supposed to have lots of layers, so that anything you write will be there for as many as those that are there as party agents, and APSIAC are supposed to have their own. So, I mean, it's not rocket science, they will say. I mean, but it has to be admitted, elections are a huge logistical assignment. So, what could clearly see that this election actually overwhelmed APSEC. Whether they did not have whether they did not have enough time to prepare, or that they didn't envisage the quantum of work that needed to be done. That's left. I don't know.
Or it was deliberate.
Deliberately unprepared.
Just create. Who knows? Just create the wahala, and then sit back, relax, and eat popcorn. And I mean, we'll be out here in the next 4 minutes. And what a day it's been, Natalie. It has
been such it's not even a long day because it seems so short. You know, coming here, we started at 8, but it still seems so short because it's been packed, and I live for that kind of packed content. You know, so much has been happening. You know, there was a time that Patricia was giving her report, and Ubong was just like, again. You know, there was that expression like, you know, what's going on? Is there any umpire? That was the expression on his face because it was so chaotic. You know, then, you know, just building up every hour, you know, feeling that the elections will not hold, and then they held, and then they finished so fast. So real quick, real quick, because it felt like they were starting late, but then they still finished on time. You know, so it's been, I don't know. I think I would like to borrow what Dr. Obasi said. You know, when I asked that question, that one might even say was a sarcastic question. I said, does APSEC deserve a pat on the back? Ubong, let me throw that to you.
Oh, well, I will still lean on what the guest said. No, absolutely none. Eventually, just hold on. Let's just keep our fingers crossed. Wait till when the results are announced. That's when we would know whether they deserve a pat on the back or something else.
Or what?
I think, you know, we really need to wrap up at this point. And it's only fitting that we give credit to our indefatigable, resilient, and untiring team.
Right.
Let me start from those upstairs. PCR, MCR, Jonathan, Damilari. We have Tobe Simmili, call him Tobe Simmili, and then the man that rises. And then we have some, from the news and current affairs section, we have Marvelous, who's been absolutely marvelous up there. And we have a young man who wouldn't make a lot of noise, but is making a lot of impact. Obi Nwanwanwelobi. Yeah, he's up there. And then, not forgetting the production crew led by Ifeanyi Alapo. I called him Lieutenant Colonel Alapo. You know, he's all over the place, making sure that everything is working. And the senior cameraman, Solomon, we have Wisdom here. Austin is inside, cutting things. And there's also the other guy there. Dave. Dave. And Samuel has been behind the scene, made sure everything we used this morning was ready overnight. And I thank all of them. And the correspondents. Emmanuel Mwazue, I'm owing him a brewery.
Okay.
Yes. And Patricia Mborogu. We'll have lots of them. Stanley, and all of them. And I have to say, I'm very, very elated. It's like I'm walking on water. I'm sitting here and I'm hearing the report, and I'm walking on water. I'm like someone who's experiencing weightlessness. Like just someone who just had a trip to the moon. And then I have to thank the head of content, Tochukwu Nwiwu. I call him General Nwiwu. Yeah, he's been moving around to make sure that everything is in place. And we need to thank the general manager, Nnamdi Obaya. He just walked in and he's grinning from ear to ear. You know, he's not someone that you please easily. But he hasn't said it, but I can feel it, that he is impressed with today's outing. And of course, not forgetting Omifuku himself, Chief Emeka Mba, for making this platform possible. And at the end of the day, those of us in the newsroom, I forgot to mention Joan, who's been working hard, Ogo, who's been there too, and of course Anne, who's on duty.
Mr.
And
Alex,
all those
MCR.
And then Natalie, you see this lady, that's a German machine. Natalie, the chief correspondent. She's sitting here, but she's communicating with those upstairs. You wouldn't know. But I'm very, very elated with today's program. Just to tell you that we'll continue to give you updates of what's happening in Abia State. As the results come out, we'll be flashing them across our screen.
Alex.
It's been absolute pleasure doing this.
They're going to give us a pat on the back very soon.
And thank you so much for watching. And we'll continue. And not forgetting, Emmanuel Chantere Bintere, our head of engineering.
Very important.
He hasn't slept a wink from last night. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And this is Afia TV telling you, keep watching for more amazing content. My name is Alex Obodo. Good evening.